Hey guys, what's up? Okay, so today's live we are talking about why willpower doesn't work for weight loss, and especially at this age in perimenopause and menopause. You most likely have already um, tried this method. It's what probably worked for you in your 20s and 30s, and you're trying it and it's not working this time, and you can't stick with it. And by the end of the day, you're running to the kitchen and you're grabbing food and it seems uncontrollable, right? You're not alone, definitely not alone. Willpower does not work as a long term solution to weight loss. And I'm going to tell you why, especially at this age. So, in the most basic sense, hormones override willpower. That's it. It's a fact of life. Our hormones are changing at this time. And with the change in hormones, we've got, a decrease in estrogen and progesterone. We've got cortisol going on. We've got um, insulin resistance happening, which means your body is less sensitive to uptaking your food and using it as fuel. So we've got a bunch of things going on here. And these things tend to drive our hunger hormones. So they're going to send a signal that you're hungry even when you're really not. Willpower is it's a finite resource. Every person only has so much every day. And that might be why you find that you start your day off really well, everything's on track, you're eating properly, and then by the end of the day you start to fall off and you don't even care anymore and you're like, just whatever, I'm hungry, just give me whatever's quickest and fastest. And that's the thing. And that's because your willpower has run out by the end of the day. So there's ways to work around this. You want to look at a long-term sustainable solution. And with willpower, chances are that you are not eating enough during the day, if you need to utilize willpower as a tool to lose weight. A lot of women undereat during the day, and a lot of this is ingrained in us from diet culture. We grew up having low calorie diets, lots of cardio, no carbs, like all that kind of stuff. And it's really hard to undo that in our mind. Like, it's ingrained in us. And so when your willpower is super high, first thing in the day, you feel like you're starting off strong. You're having a perfect little breakfast, or you're not eating breakfast at all. You're having a perfect little lunch, and you're like, oh, I'm doing so well. And it's all out the window by the end of the day. And again, that's because your willpower's run out. Willpower is not a solid strategy. So what we want to do instead is we want to start working with our hormones. Starving and under eating is working against the hormones, and it's making it harder. This is also why you likely feel frustrated, because you're like, I'm counting calories, I'm not eating that much, and it's not working. This means that I'm just meant to gain weight at this age. It's inevitable. This could not be farther from the truth. It's not inevitable. It just takes an understanding of working with our hormones. And this is going to help to keep the weight off, and you will not need to use willpower to do so. Maybe a little bit in the beginning, if you're changing your eating habits, you do need to have some self-restraint. You just can't go eating bags of Doritos and thinking, you're going to lose weight, right? Like, there has to be some self-accountability there as well. So one of the things we want to do when we are losing weight in a sustainable way is we gotta, number one, start eating enough at our meals, so that it's fueling our body properly. It's taking care of our hunger hormones so that we feel satiated when we've eaten and we're good to get to the next meal. We want to eat in a way that balances out our blood sugar so that we're not having cravings and we're not ravenous. So these are some of the things we want to do. And to do that, number one, you want to start off your day proper. Intermittent fasting for women at this age is a no-go. It will backfire. And I see it all the time. And women are freaking starving. They're hungry. And then they're frustrated because they're like, oh my God, I'm hardly eating anything and yet I'm not losing weight. It is because you're messing with your hormonal system. We got to work with the hormonal system. So best thing to do is start your day, have 30 grams of quality protein within an hour of waking. Even better to have it with some healthy fats and some good carbs. We should not be afraid of carbs. They are good for us. They are essential, especially the ones with fiber. Fiber is going to slow down all those spikes in blood sugar, and it's going to help with sugar cravings. So first things first, we want to start our day proper. We want to have that 30 grams of protein within an hour of waking. Then you also want to have another 30 grams of protein at lunch and another at dinner. This is going to get you through all the meals. And by the time you get home at the end of the day from work, you're not going to be running to the fridge and ravenous and having willpower run out. Now, it can take some while for your body to adjust and to get used to this, but this is going to be one of the main things. And so we're basically installing these things as habits. Habits will win the game every time, not willpower. Willpower is fleeting. And that causes a lot of mental anguish as well because it's a lot of frustration. But when we build the habits into our day properly, and then you just stick to those habits every single day, day in, day out consistently, that's what's going to get you results. And when you're having that 30 grams of protein, even 20, have 20 grams of protein minimum if you can't do the 30. And that should do the trick. But have them at regular intervals throughout the day. Then you're not going to need to worry about willpower. It's fleeting. Your willpower cannot fight against your hormones. Like, it's just not lasting. I mean, try if you will, but it's not going to last very long, and it's going to make you miserable in the process. Anyway, I hope that helps you guys. Don't be frustrated if you've been using willpower as a method and it's not working. It doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. It just means there's something wrong with your strategy and your approach, because I'm telling you, willpower does not work, and you probably know that if you're watching this. You've probably tried it many times and beaten yourself up about it because it didn't work. But anyway, to help you out, I have a breakfast high protein recipe. Is the perfect way to start your day, and it's easy to get down. I know a lot of people have a hard time eating first thing in the morning. You do get used to it, and then it becomes easier and you look forward to it, but it will massively change your morning and the rest of your day when you started out proper like that. So if you want this perfect high protein breakfast recipe, also dairy free, by the way, we don't believe in dairy over here, just comment below, where you can send me a private DM with the word protein, and I will happily send it over to you. And as well, let me know if this landed for you, if this made sense to you, and if you've been using willpower as a weight loss strategy yourself. Have a fabulous rest of your day. Bye.